Thank you so much for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is still TMI, reaching you live from the ITV network. From Benin, we are heading straight to security concerns, addressing security concerns ahead of the gubernatorial election, and we are privileged to have with us the number one person as far as the NSCDC is concerned, the commandant of Nigerian Civil Defense Corps. He's in person of Commandant Benga Agum. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, presenter.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, let's quickly go straight now. What are the specific security threats that you are concerned about as far as the election is concerned? What are the specific areas you're looking at?
In those states, I discovered we have so many youths outside there. So the specific threat I'm concerned about is thuggery. Thuggery may come up during the election, but I will urge the youths here not to involve themselves in out of thuggery. The politicians might like to use them for their selfish ends. They should not give themselves to be used. So they should refrain from thuggery.
Okay, away from thuggery, do you think, explain the role of NSCDC now in ensuring the safety of Edolites ahead of the election?
Our role is so simple because it is in our blood to ensure that there's peace and peace everywhere, and to make sure during the election everybody has the right to go his or her own way. And our role is to make sure there's stability during the election. So we will collaborate with other security agencies to make sure there's peace and to make sure the election is peaceful before, during, and after the election. There will be no chaos.
So, okay, you go on.
Then our role is to make sure that there's safety and security of lives and property all over Edo State, both in terms of critical national infrastructure and human beings as well. There should be.
Talking about ensuring safety of lives and property and infrastructure, during the D-Day of the election, what role will you be playing specifically that day? Will you be on the ground? Will you be sending your men out?
Yes.
Will you be accompanying electoral officers and all that?
What we have done is that we have mapped out our strategy to others' operational strategy. And we are going to use some of these our tactical teams, like CTU, that's counter-terrorism units, anti-vandal units, female squad, other units that are so tactical that can bring peace and that can enforce law.
There's no way you can stop intimidation during an election to an extent. We saw it happen in the previous election. So what measure is the NSCDC putting in place to counter, like you said, some of the things you discovered in the state, is thuggery and all that? So what are you putting in place to stop electoral intimidation, people that might want to intimidate those that are coming to express their franchise?
What will happen is that we move from point A to point B to make sure everybody is allowed to go about his electoral process. That shows they can vote anyhow. They should vote the person they want, not by buying or selling votes. That one will not be allowed. So we have to guide against that to make sure everything is went out as expected.
So what advice now do you have for voters to ensure their own safety? Because to an extent, voters most times used to violate laws too. So what advice do you have for voters for their own safety?
I would say the voters should not involve themselves in any act of disorderliness. If there's no disorderliness, no problem. But if there's disorderliness, they'll be apprehended and they'll be prosecuted after the election. So for their own safety, they should be law-abiding and go their normal way.
So if they do anyhow, they will see anyhow?
They will see anyhow.
So if you are watching, you want to do anyhow on election day, the #1 citizen in NSCDC is telling you if you do anyhow, you snatch ballot box, you see anyhow.
You see anyhow.
All right, finally, is there any connection between other security agencies in the state? You have the police, you have the soldiers, you have other forces on ground. Are you working in synergy with them?
Yes, the synergy and collaboration among ourselves, the security agencies, is very cordial and very high.
In the state?
In the state, with the support of the governor, we have involved ourselves in joint operations And through joint operations, you see our men will mingle with the police with the army with DSS. We form a team like that. And through that, we synergize and collaborate together to achieve our aim.
And that is sending a good signal to the people
yes,
that you are together.
We are together. So we are coming as a force, not as an individual now.
Okay. So finally, what are Edo-lite expectations from you now? You just resumed office now in Edo State. Yeah. What should Edo State people expect from you before we let you go?
Yes, I've spent almost 5 months here.
Okay, 5 months.
I've assessed the state. Of recent, I moved to Edo North. That's I cover about 4 or 5 local governments.
Wow.
Igara, Aoshi, Agenebodi, Agoko Edo, and Fuga to assess the security situation in that
Personally?
Place. Personally.
On the spot?
I went there Thursday, and Friday.
Wow.
So I was there to assess the security situation of that place, and I'm going to cover the other local government. You know, we have 18 local governments in Edo State. I've started covering, I've covered up to 9. So the remaining will be covered to assess the security situation of the state, local government by local government, so as to nip the problem on the board. So the people of Edo State, mainly youth, should be rest assured that they are in safe hands with the security architecture in Edo State.
Okay.
Because we work as a team, and with the help of the governor, we are good to go.
All right, that's Commandant Agung Benga giving you assurance that with the help of the executive governor of the state through the security architecture, and he represents one of them, he's telling you that you are in a safe hands. Thank you so much for coming to the show. This is how they give compliments to say thank you. We would like to have you again and again on the show.
I will oblige.
All right.